I'm Tanya Cochran. I'm here for another fun-filled volcano experiment. So basically what we're going to do, I've got my water bottle. I peeled it off so that we can all see what is going to go on. I've got my napkin I'm going to put in the bottle. I'm actually going to put some red food coloring in it so that we can actually see, because I'm going to go outside and I'm going to do the experiment outside because it's going to be messy. I also have my baking soda and I've got my vinegar. So I'm actually going to do this experiment in two different ways. I won't go over the ingredients of how I'm going to do the next one, but it's similar. So here we go. We've got all our experiment stuff ready to go. I just got to set it up outside. We will see you then. Bye. Hello and welcome to my volcano experiment. I have my white vinegar, my cup I'm going to do it in. I have my baking soda, and then I'm going to use red food coloring just so that we can see it. So what it should do is, what I'm thinking it's going to do is, as soon as the vinegar hits the baking soda, it's going to expand and spill over the cup's edge. So I'm going to add just a little bit of baking soda just to cover the bottom of the cup. And then I'm going to add my red food coloring just so we can see it. Just 3 drops. And basically what this demonstrates is the classic chemical reaction between the acid and the carbonate, which is namely the sodium hydrogen carbonate presented in our baking soda. The acid is our vinegar. And basically when I pour this in here, it creates a chemical reaction. I didn't add too much vinegar in there just so I don't make a mess, but as you can tell, it fizzed up, it boiled up. So basically when the acids are exposed to the carbonate, it undergoes a decomposition reaction in which the carbon dioxide is released as a gas, hence creating the foam and bubbly to overflow. Mind you, I didn't pour a lot of vinegar in it, just so it wouldn't make a mess. But as you could tell with the red food coloring, it still did what it was supposed to do. I mean, even if I poured more vinegar in it, it's still fizzing and it would still fizz up. So this is an experiment about chemical reaction, and it did exactly what I thought it was going to do, which was bubble up. I'm just glad it didn't spill over and make a mess. But that is my rendition of a chemical reaction. Stay tuned for the physical reaction. Hello and welcome back to my backyard. Left the dogs inside this time, maybe you can hear me. Okay, so this next experiment is actually going to be with the Diet Coke and my Mentos. So it will only work if you have a Diet Coke or a Coke Zero. Mine is cold. I don't know if it matters if it's cold or not. So I actually did the fruity Mentos in case, you know, it doesn't work and my kids want to eat them. They can eat them. I don't like Mentos. So I've got some Mentos. This is a freshly bottle of Diet Coke. I don't like Diet Coke either, for all you Diet Coke lovers out there. So basically what is going to happen is it's going to have a similar effect as the vinegar and baking soda, but it's not a chemical reaction. It's actually a physical reaction. So basically what is going to happen is it's going to have the same effect. It's going to bubble, it's going to fizz just like the vinegar and baking soda. And what's going to happen is the Mentos even though they look really smooth, they are actually coated several times with sprayed on icing. So under a microscope, if we were to look at it, these things are jagged. They're not really smooth. Of course, to our eyes and our fingers, it is smooth, but they're really not. So basically what's going to happen is the composition of these Mentos going into the Diet Coke, which has high fructose corn syrup or artificial sweetener, and you have to have artificial sweetener for this actually to work. The real sugars don't have a reaction with the Mentos. So basically what's going to happen is the carbonation of the Diet Coke is going to latch on to the rigid edges of the Mentos, and it's going to cause more bubbles in the carbonation, and that's what's going to make this blow. So it's kind of like the vinegar and baking soda, but it's going to have a different reaction. So I wish it was clear. I wish I should have gotten a clear Pepsi, or we could see something like that, but this is all we've got. So I'm going to drop in 3 of these. I'm going to move my candy out of the way. It should cause a water fountain or a spewing, just like the baking soda and the decomposition of the gases with the baking soda and the acidic vinegar. So if anything, that's what it should do. And it'll go all the way to the bottom because these are heavy. So it should cause a reaction all the way up. And that's basically what it would do. So it got a better reaction with the Mentos and the high fructose corn syrup or artificial sweetener than what the baking soda did. I had to add a lot of baking soda to get the vinegar to actually react to it, and it was probably because of the napkin that I put in there. But I mean, it is a physical reaction, just because it made the carbonation more fizzy, more bubbly, and that's where it went. It had to go somewhere, so it came out. Just like the vinegar and baking soda, it came out the top. So that's about it. As you can tell, I'm about like right there, full of Coke, just from 3 of them. And you can tell the Mentos are in the bottom, and it all foamed out, but it's done foaming now. So it doesn't matter if you use a warm Coke or not. Thank you. I'm back inside because it's really hot outside. Okay, so we got to see 2 different but similar reactions using totally different things. So basically, the Mentos actually work better, I think, but that's a physical reaction. And it actually latches on to all the little scratches and stuff. The carbonation in the soda latches onto all the little scratches and nooks and stuff in the Mentos, and it causes a physical reaction called nucleation, and that's when the gases can grab onto certain items and start forming more bubbles. And then we had the chemical reaction, and that was for our volcano. So with the volcano, with the vinegar and baking soda reaction, we got a chemical reaction, much similar to the candy and the high fructose corn syrup. It actually caused a chemical reaction than a physical reaction. So it's because the acidic part of the vinegar touching the baking soda, which is a carbonate, the gases expanded, and that's what caused the chemical reaction. So it ended up foaming and bubbling over, which I used the red food coloring to show. Unlike the candy and the high fructose corn syrup, which, by the way, high fructose corn syrup is not good for you. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.